Okay, we're back with this little cat again. What we're going to do is we're going to continue working on the head a little bit and the neck. He's a little thick. I didn't know really how deep we should make it. Actually, I could have probably made two cats out of the one size, but 1 inch. You'd probably go with a 1/2 inch even if you wanted to. We're down to about maybe a little less than 3/4. I'm going to trim some of this off here on the side yet. Alright, that's as far as I want to go with the feet, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to start rounding them off. I'm going to get rid of this tail. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut that out, just like so, and start cutting that out to the tail there. You want to take the same amount off on either side. I'm trying to show you as much of the carving as I can doing this. It's really hard for me to see it, but the camera helps a little bit. Sometimes I look through the camera, not always. It's not always an easy way for me to do it. Yeah, see how I'm holding this? Kind of holding my thumb down on the piece, and so I have a lot of control over that knife. There's a lot of good stuff on the internet, folks. If you're new to carving, maybe this is not the one that I would recommend you to start with because it's so small. You can either go to the wooden shoe or the pumpkin one is a good one. If you want to. Gene Messer in Texas has a bunch of good beginner projects. Be sure to go see his YouTube channel if you haven't already been there. He's got a lot of neat things. He does a lot of caricatures. We're a little different in our style of carving. Everybody is, which makes it interesting also. He does a lot of caricatures, some dogs. He does a flat plane carving, basically, and he does a great job with that. He just did a little sailor, which is a good project for a beginner as well. So be sure to check out his stuff, and you know, he's on YouTube as well as I am, and his name is Whittler0507. Again, that's Whittler0507, and be sure to go see his stuff. You know, he's been on the internet longer than I think he's been on a couple of years, from what I understand. I've only started this about 6 months ago, maybe 8 months now. Kind of lose track when you carve, but that's as far as we want to go with the tail right now. All right. But like I said, go check that out if you're new. There's plenty of information for the new carver online. That's absolutely free for you. You know, folks, I also want to mention a couple people. If you're new to this and you need cutouts, I have cutouts for a lot of my projects. Just email me which one you want. It is listed on my channel page on the left-hand side under information. You'll see two lists. You'll see a list for the pattern and prices, which is all $1.50 for the patterns if you have a bandsaw. And if you don't, I have the cutouts as well for most of the stuff. Even the little mouse, I will offer that as well. It's not always easy to, if you live in an apartment or something, so I wanted to make that available to you so you wouldn't be discouraged from trying it if you wanted to give it a try. You know, and don't have the equipment. I'm going back to the head here a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start rounding him off. You know, a lot of stuff with carving is rounding off your piece and eyeing it and going back and forth, doing one side over the other. I'm just going to start rounding him up. And actually, I think his legs will be a little bit thinner underneath him. Just a little bit thinner on either side. I don't want to go too thin. He's going to be a little bit of a fat cat, but that's okay. You'll know it's a black cat. You know, it's going to just be a little fun project to do. So, Okay, and then I'm going to chop some of this off because this needs to be rounded at the top here. So we're just going to, you want to be careful because this grain is running the way the knife is, this way, back and forth from left to right. So his ears are really going to be very, very touchy to do, and his tail. So what we're doing right now, I'm just rounding off his body, looking from the front view. Okay, should have done that first because that will give it more of an accurate. So we're just going to round him up this way first. It's like doing one side and then doing the other. And if you're new to this, you know, there's a lot of just eyeing up your piece, just looking at it, stopping for a minute and eyeballing it, and making sure that things are even, or if you're not hacking too much off of one side versus the other. You know, and that comes with practice. You know, that really does come with practice. See how I'm blending that up to the neck? Alright. So we're just going to hack a little more off here. If you've ever seen these cats arch their back, it is hilarious. We have some kittens at the farm. Our black cat had kittens, had 4 of them. And oh my goodness, I could just stand there and watch them play and attack each other. It's really funny. That's some of the joys of living on a farm. You know, you can have cats and animals around, and it's very, very enjoyable to watch them interact and such things. We have plenty of room for them there, so they can catch the mice, which will save us on some of the other costs of trying to control the mice around the farm. Okay, so we're just rounding off behind the head there. Okay, just like so. Okay. Alright, he's a little fat yet, but that's okay. We're going to round off the back end. We're going to thin up that tail a little bit more because we need to round it off. So we're going to just take a little tad off, probably 1/8 of an inch from that center line. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to round this up. Yep, just kind of blend all that in. When you get in pieces like this, it's very, very tough to get into areas. It's very important that your knives are super, super sharp. Okay, so he's coming along. We'll get him yet. Okay, we'll be back.